Hey, this is me, John, or Red Newen. I'm going to be talking about a UFC fighter named Colby Covington because a lot of people hate on him and they tend to talk a lot of trash about him. But I think that they don't understand him. They judge too much to ride the bandwagon, and I hope that they would take more time to understand him. So let's start way back when he had fought Dong Kim. Dong Kim is a very underrated fighter, very tough guy, and Colby Covington completely outclassed him for 3 full rounds and rocked him a couple times, took him down so many times, ground and pound him. I was very sad to see this because I was rooting for Dong Kim. He's one of my favorite fighters. I want him to beat Colby Covington, but he lost, and it was okay because I got to learn more about Colby Covington, and he was very respectful towards Dong Kim. He was very respectful towards Asia, the Asian fans, everyone. After that, he had this fight with Damian Maia. A lot of people in Brazil, the UFC fans in Brazil, they're usually very disrespectful to UFC fighters out of Brazil, like outside of Brazil, and I just don't appreciate it. I don't understand why they do that. It's just rude and it's not right. So people would talk a lot of trash towards Colby Covington, harass him a lot constantly, boo him. I think I already said that. Shove him against a locker, text him a lot of vile things. And Colby, he just had to be the bigger man, he couldn't really do anything to hurt him back. So after he beat Damian Maia in his octagon interview, he said like two controversial things. He said, Brazil, you're a dump. All you filthy animals suck. That's a very mild insult compared to what like a whole ton of other Brazilian fans have said to him and many other UFC fighters before him that stepped in Brazil to fight. It's just I don't get why people are so hateful towards Colby because of that. And then, after that, Mike Perry's been talking some trash to Colby. A lot of people hate how Colby called Mike Perry's ex-girlfriend a horse-faced ratchet. But it's not that big of a deal. People think like, oh, you're crossing the line because you're making fun of like someone's girlfriend or whatever. You know what Mike Perry did? Mike Perry has said so many nasty things to Colby Covington, like if they fought, Colby would try to suck his thing, and if you guys know a UFC fighter named God, what's his name? So if you guys know a UFC fighter named Thiago Alves, when Mike Perry was gonna fight him, Thiago is actually like a good friend of Colby and like a training partner of him. And Mike Perry was threatening to kill him, threatening to kill his dog, and telling him that his baby, like his son, would have to see like blood all over his like father, who's Thiago Alves. So I don't know, I guess it's pretty justified for Colby, right? What else is controversial about him? Spoiling the ending for Star Wars and Infinity Wars. Well, you don't have to go on his Twitter. You don't have to like stalk him just to hate on like all of his posts. He's just having a bit of fun. He's joking around. He was mostly saying that because like the fans are so rude and they're so hateful towards him rather than appreciating him. You see fighters, they suffer so much just to entertain us fans. And, not that many people cheer for Colby. It would be cool if they did. And even though I like Colby Covington, I truly wanted Dong Kim to win. I wanted Damian Maia to win. As for RDA, even though he's pretty like humble and respectful, this time he's acting pretty out of character. And he's talking a lot of trash towards Colby Covington. And another thing is, people hate how he called the police on Fabricio Werdum because of that boomerang incident. Well, the way it went down is Fabricio Werdum randomly sucker punched Colby Covington. And after that, then he threw the boomerang at him. You guys don't know it because it wasn't on like tape or whatever, but it happens, I know. So Colby Covington, the reason why he called the police on him was because Fabricio Werdum was in the UFC for a long time. Everyone was believing him rather than believing Colby Covington's side of the story. So if Colby was to take it to the authorities, like the people would really believe him, like, wow, he's actually serious about this. You know what I mean? And my prediction, if he can beat RDA or not, like, it's possible that RDA can beat him because RDA has like a lot of weapons and whatnot. Colby Covington, I watched just open workout just now. He looked really good in it. Very flashy, good boxing, good kicks, good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. He's pretty well balanced. I'd like to see him do a little more like head movement, like moving his head more, slipping punches, bob and weave, block, counter punch, more things like that. And mixing up his boxing combos too. But one of the reasons I think he can beat RDA is because, like, when you seen Khabib beat RDA, he completely out-wrestled him, right? Colby Covington can do that too. And also, when you saw Tony Ferguson beat RDA, Tony can do that too. In fact, Tony Ferguson, no. Colby Covington, his output is even greater than Khabib's and Tony's, and he's bigger than them both. So, I feel like he can definitely do like a lot of brutal things to RDA and pick him apart. And Colby has a lot of stamina and cardio. He has good power, he's big and strong. RDA, he has knocked out a lot of people, but Colby's not like any of those people that RDA has knocked out. What else is controversial? Here, I actually have my other phone. Here, I'm going to tell you guys 2 videos to watch on Colby Covington. The first video is called Colby Covington Not Walking Back Brazil Comments After His UFC Fight Night 119 Win. That's a pretty good video. He's not doing too much trash talking. You don't have to worry about like, oh, he's so cringy or whatever. He's just speaking straight facts in that video. He's explaining himself. I'm sure you would learn to understand him more after watching that video. And the second video is called UFC 225 Colby Covington Open Workout Media Scrum. It's also a pretty good video. It just came out like today or yesterday. And, not bad. I mean, when you look at someone like Jorge Masvidal or Dustin Poirier, like, they're great training partners of Colby Covington. And, they seem to like him because he's loyal and he's a good friend. He's a good teammate. And he is pretty nice. But he does like to, sell fights and hype things. His head coach, I forgot his name. Is it Mike Jackson? No. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, like, Colby Covington, his head coach, is like a very, like, soft-spoken, quiet guy, very nice. And he was teaching Colby to be respectful, be classy, be humble. Be like more martial arts like. But Colby Covington, he's not that much of like a martial artist. He's more of a wrestler. He kind of explains that too. So yeah, that's why recently he's been a little more outspoken. But he can be a pretty nice guy, and he's fun to watch. His interviews are fun too. He's a great save for the UFC. There's a lot of sensitive UFC fighters who care a lot about being cheered, not getting booed, and for people to respect them and to have a good reputation. Colby Covington, he doesn't care about any of that. He has pretty thick skin, and he seems like a bit of a free spirit, which I respect, because when people talk so much trash about him, it doesn't break him. He doesn't like play the victim. And a lot of people think like Tyron Woodley would just run through him super easily. That's not the case. Like maybe he can knock out Colby Covington, but I also see Colby beating Tyron in many different ways. They actually used to be training partners too. At one point, Tyron Woodley was training to fight Rory McDonald, and he needed a sparring partner who could replicate his style. Someone who is tall, someone who has the reach, or I think Tyron has more reach than Colby. I don't know. Someone who is southpaw, someone who has good wrestling, someone who's gonna pressure Tyron Woodley. Colby Covington was like a good training partner to replicate Rory McDonald's fight style. And in 2 rounds, like less than 2 rounds of just training and sparring together, Colby Covington he broke Tyron Woodley so badly to the point where for the rest of the day, Tyron Woodley, he stopped training, he stopped sparring, he just left home. He left the gym and he didn't come back for the rest of the day. That's how bad Colby Covington beat him. And Roy McDonald had beaten Tyron Woodley as well. So, I don't know. I mean, RDA, he has been the UFC champion. He's been in it for a long time. He submitted a lot of people. He's knocked out a lot of people. I think Colby Covington, he's durable enough to like not get knocked out by RDA. I think he's a lot bigger and stronger than the people that RDA have previously knocked out. And when it comes to jiu-jitsu and getting submitted, Colby Covington, I believe that his jiu-jitsu is good enough to stop RDA from submitting him. But I may be wrong. I don't know. The fight's gonna happen like 3 days or 2 days from now. And so you remember how I mentioned like RDA is typically like a classy, humble guy and respectful and nice to his opponents. I don't see him being that way to Colby Covington. Like he's completely like stepping out of character, being different. I just think it's kind of like hypocritical and two-faced to do that. I think nowadays RDA is contradicting himself a lot, and he's been talking trash about Conor McGregor. Every time Conor McGregor loses a fight, when he lost the fight against Nate Diaz, when he lost against Floyd Mayweather, RDA would always talk so much trash about him. But, that's not right of him to do that, because both of them were supposed to fight, and RDA pulled out due to injury, or maybe he was kind of scared of Conor McGregor. And, yeah. People say that, like, Colby Covington, he doesn't deserve a title shot and that he talked his way into it. That's not true. Look at Tyron Woodley. He came off a loss and he came off like one simple win, and then he took a year and a half off, and then after that he got to fight Robbie Lawler for the title shot. Like, how is that fair? There's so many times where people get like easy routes to the belt, and people are only talking about Colby Covington in this case, and that's just not fair. I think that being fair, like, it matters a lot, and people are being so biased, and I really don't appreciate it. Colby Covington, he's beaten so many people. You know, he's really, really good. He's very talented. He's beaten a lot of tough people. He's the first guy to ever knock out Max Griffin. And Max Griffin destroyed Mike Perry after, I don't know. They also say that, like, he was just wrestle humping Dong Hyun Kim. That's not the case. He completely outclassed him. It's not, you know, it's not common that people do that to Dong Hyun Kim. Colby Covington did it. And, you know, he out wrestled him, he out-striked him. He even rocked Dong Hyun Kim a couple times in the second round. And then when he fought Damian Maia, you know, Damian Maia is a legend, right? Colby Covington was very polite and nice to Damian Maia. He said that he was like a legend and that he was the best Brazilian fighter, best fighter from Brazil and whatnot, which is a huge compliment. And, you know, I think he basically TKO'd Damian Maia at the end of the third round. So Damian Maia shot for a takedown, and Colby stuffed it, and he was just landing uppercuts like over and over and over. And the referee was kind of yelling at Damian Maia. He's like, fight back, fight back. If you don't fight back, I'm going to stop this fight. When Colby Covington heard that, that's when he kind of like started punching him slower, was punching him less, punching him softer, because he thought the fight was like already kind of over. So, like, I don't know. In RDA, he had just fought for the belt. During the time, he had just fought Tyron Woodley. He was like the #1 contender. Colby Covington right now, he should be #1, but for some reason he's #3. That's just weird. Look at RDA. Doesn't he have like a pretty easy route to the title at 170? Don't you guys think? He only had like 3 fights at it. Colby Covington, his one loss was basically a fluke. And, you know, no excuses, but he had a rib injury. You know, he came into the fight with a broken rib. And, you know, obviously he shouldn't have taken that fight. But he was undefeated during the time, so he thought he was kind of like invincible. That he could just still go into the fight and win with an injured rib. And then he got submitted. But why would it matter? I mean, Wardley Alves has already lost so many times after that. I doubt they're going to have a rematch anytime soon. RDA, I mean, he only had 3 fights at 170. He fought Tarek, and then he fought Neil Magny. Tarek has lost so many times. You know, he loses a lot to people. Like, no disrespect to him. Of course I respect him. And then Neil Magny, he gets knocked out a lot. He gets murked a lot. So, I don't know. I'm not that surprised that Artie had submitted him and beaten him in the first round. And then there's Robbie Lawler. He beat Robbie Lawler. But you guys need to understand that Robbie Lawler had a torn ACL in the middle of that fight. And RDA, he was mostly just like out grinding him and whatnot. He didn't finish him. He just beaten him throughout those 5 rounds. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say for now. And I guess I'll be back later. Thank you all for watching. I hope you understand Colby Covington more now. Stop with your irrational hate. You know, just ignorant hate where you're just riding the bandwagon for no reason. It doesn't make sense. And, yeah, have a good night or have a good day. Thank you. Bye. Take care.